All right, so this is all about learning the absolute basics of SQL and how the logic works. If you're not familiar with SQL, it's basically a way to organize, find, and manage information in a database. And if you're already familiar with Excel formulas or Boolean logic, you should be able to pick this up very quickly because there are a lot of similarities. Basically, SQL is a structured way of writing commands that interact with the database. So in this course, you'll use three main commands that you'll probably use most often. It's select, from, and where. For the select command, it just helps you retrieve information from a database. So think of it as choosing the columns you'll see in Excel table. The from command tells the database which data sets you're pulling the information from. And the where command acts as an Excel filter, which filters the results based on specific conditions. So let's actually jump into an example. So the cool thing about using BigQuery is that you're able to pull from public datasets. And the dataset I'm using right here has to do with London bicycles. So if I click into here, you can see that this has over 83 million number of rows, which means this file is too big to just work out of Excel. So we're going to use SQL to pull the information that we only need. So using these three commands, one thing you learn in this course is that if you just use asterisk, what this does means it's going to pull the entire data set, meaning that if I preview here, it's going to pull literally everything. Completely fine. From means that which data set are we pulling from? So what we can do here is we can just use copy ID. And basically, if I click on this, what this means is that I'm going to pull all the tables from the cycle hire data set. And if I just run this query right now to run it, you can see here in the top right, it's going to be pulling 9.57 gigabytes to run. So I'm basically just pulling everything. And actually just let's run it right now. All right, so it just loaded right now. It took about just 45 seconds to pull the entire database. As you can see here, we pulled literally everything, the entire data set. And let's say I only want to look at, let's use the where command. So I only want to see, let's say bike IDs that are, let's say I only want to look at bike IDs that are equal to 8523. So if I run this command, it's basically going to just now act as an Excel filter, where if I run this command again, it's only going to show me bike IDs that have 8523. Right, and let's say I only want to see a certain amount of what's called, let's say I only want to see certain tables. So for example, let's say I only want to see the column of duration, rental IDs, and bike IDs. So now if I run this query right now, you can read it as that I'm going to select only three columns: duration, a rental ID, and bike IDs. I'm going to pull from the cycle hire database, where I'm only filtering bike IDs that equal 8523. So I run it again. And as you can see here, we have three columns: duration, rental ID, bike ID, which was pulled from the data set of cycle hire, where we're only filtering by bike ID 8523. And that's it for this video. I hope you found this video was helpful. To be honest, when I first saw SQL in the course, I started to freak out a bit. I got a little bit overwhelmed. And hopefully this video made you think that, oh, it's not that hard, because it isn't. It's just, you just need to dive into it and it becomes a lot easier. So yep, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.